Hello there, this is EM Fresh for Fresh to the Extreme, and today I am riding Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And so, where I'm starting at is 90, I think it's Pound Podesky. I'm sorry, 90 Podunk Road, and you go through the toll booth there, and then the parking lot is called the Hiker Biker Parking Access is there on the right, and where you just saw me come from, I crossed over the street there, and now you'll see a sign that says Camp Trail, but it's really called Pitch Pine Trail, okay, on Trail Forks. It's a pretty easy trail system. Okay, as you see there, I just turned from Camp Trail on to Pitch Pine. All right, it's very smooth trail. A lot of routes, but the routes are manageable. They're not like Rock or Fort Rock there. This particular park, you actually have to pay to get in. I think it was $4 per person. So not very much. But with that, you get better trails, like better maintained trails by, I guess, the state park. And then you have the Mountain Bike Association, which I saw out here. They're trimming the trails. You'll see them in the video. I left them in there just so we get a shout out there. And, good job, by the way, to the Mountain Bike Association here. For keeping these trails nice and smooth, nice and cut. Only thing, or the only suggestion I have to make is to spray some mosquito repellent. The mosquitoes in New Hampshire here are really, 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 really bad. I don't know if that's just the time of the year, but like I said before in some of my other videos, I thought because we were close to the ocean, we would have, a nice cool breeze. But oh no, it was actually hotter than it is in the North Carolina and in West Virginia where I just come from. And it is so hot out here. And I'm hot. You see my long sleeve camouflage shirt there, jersey. Custom made, by the way. Fresh to Extreme jersey. I'm so hot, but I have to wear it because those skeeters, man, were tearing me apart. I think I got like 10 mosquito bites within like 2 minutes before riding in Fort Rock. And so I'm not taking any chances now. And so how I'm able to ride these trails without stopping is I have my Turbo Levo. Now I'm getting quite a bit of exercise, so I'm burning my calories like I normally do, but the only thing is it's saving my leg power. Okay, it's just whatever I put into it, it will give me. I have it on Eco right now. 35% power. And so this is the newest Turbo Levo. I'm bragging now, the top of the line Turbo Levo S-Works. It's doing so far so good. The only problem I have with it is just the motor is very noisy and whiny. This is a replacement motor too, so it looks like it's about to go again. But I think I know what the problem is. I think the motor is so powerful that they, to keep it a class 1, restricting it under 20 miles an hour, they just tune it down. It's kind of like when you're driving a truck with a manual shift, instead of pressing your brakes going down a steep hill, you just switch it into like a higher gear, I guess, or a lower gear, and the gear itself will slow the truck down, okay, or your vehicle down, so you don't burn your brakes out. Mack trucks do it all the time when they go down. I forget what they call that, but I believe it's doing the same thing on this particular. I have another e-bike, the older one that I have, the 2018 Turbo Levo FSR Fatty. It was doing the same thing, and all I did was change the chainring to a larger chainring. Like it was a 30 before that came stock, and then I changed to a 38. And So now the power barrier is broken because it feels like I'm pedaling harder, and it won't turn off and down throttle, basically. And so it's completely silent. And so the other thing I did too was de-restrict the old one, since I got this new one and it's out of warranty now. I just decided to just go ahead and de-restrict it, and you can do that with a Bluetooth app called Beliebo, I believe, on the 2018, and runs very, very well. The other one's completely silent. Even going up the hill, you don't hear anything. It's like you're riding a regular bicycle with a lot of power. Okay. But anyway, as you can see, there's a lot of turns. GoPro usually makes it not look very steep, and very, very smooth trail. Not much going on, as you can see, but it's pretty fun to ride. I enjoy it. Up here comes a little skinny bridge there, and you got to pay attention because those will creep up on you really, 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 really fast. And sometimes I get in a daze. You might hear me talking to myself. I didn't realize I talked to myself, but we were out there, like, it's like I'm in a daze or something. Like, you get like a high. I get like a rush by riding a mountain bike. No need for drugs or nothing like that. Or it's something about just being out in the nature that I so wish. I almost have a tear in my eye saying it. You hear me say it from time to time, wish I had done this sooner. And especially where I live. I live in West Virginia, and there's a lot of nature out there. And I lived there for, I've lived in West Virginia for about almost 20 years now. Next year will be my 20th anniversary living in West Virginia, and I hated it. So I thought, and I just stayed inside, complaining, moaning to my wife and my girlfriend back then. And then she got tired of hearing me. And then 2 years ago, I started. I got it. My appendix started to burst, and I was getting fat. I was like 280. I'm about 220 now. And I was just I couldn't breathe. I'm sitting on my back, and or when I'm sleeping, I'm laying on my back and I can't breathe out. Absolutely horrible. Lost my appendix. I'm stressed out for no reason. Drinking beer all the time. And so I said there has to be a better way. So I had these old bicycles in the back, in our like the little banana bikes in our storage unit. So I started riding that, but I had a hard time keeping with it because it hurt. My butt hurt. Fat butt, fat ass. I'll just say it, and it hurts when you're riding. It hurts when you don't move. I don't think I've had much activity really since I got out of the Army in 2004 or 3. I didn't do any exercise. And so that's like almost 20 years 18 years of no exercise. None. And then all of a sudden, in my mind's eye, I feel like I'm, in tip-top condition, cheeks all chubby and, barely move. I get out there, about to have a heart attack, trying to go 100 feet on my banana bike. So, I was riding I'm about to give up and just go back on the couch and say, hey, this is not for me. Just the way it is. I'm older now. I'm just gonna, my blood pressure's high, But then out of the blue, I see one of my the people at the bike shop guy. One of my friends now. We go to downhill together now. He was riding an e-bike. He was just going really fast. I was like, wow, what is that? I thought it was a motorcycle, but I saw him pedaling, and he was just moving out. He almost knocked me over, And so I tried to catch up, but he was way ahead of me. But then I just lost him. I didn't know who he was. And then I saw him again right in front of the store, because the store is right on the rail trail where we live. We have a rail trail, and the shop goes right on the rail trail. Very nice location. So I was like, okay. I see him go in there. Just ahead of him, he had a green jacket. He had this green jacket. And so I go in there, and I see that I asked him, what do you have? What are you riding, man? And he had, I think it was right at the time, like a Trek rail, like the very first one's like humongous. And he said, "Yeah, man, I'm gonna ride this," and I ride my e-bike. So I had a few dollars in my pocket. I mean, I look like I don't have any money at all, which I don't, but I mean, I have enough, And so, but he helped me. He helped me out. I said, I gotta ask my wife. I know if I test drove one, I realized that when I was pedaling, I thought it was like a motorcycle, but it's not. These things are not. It's just if you give it 10 watts of power, and say you have it on full turbo, okay, it's going to give you 240 watts of power, if that's what the wattage rating is. It also depends on your cadence and how fast you spin your pedals, okay? And so, I realized that if I turn on the Eco, and that's what I had it at for the longest time, it gave you only 35% power. Now that was enough of the 240 watts, so when I pedal, it would give me 35%, which is like 60, 70, 75 watts of power. And so it all began with that. That's the first bike I was able to ride, and I could finally go, it went from like, riding only 5 minutes to riding like 30 minutes. And then within like 2 weeks, I'm riding an hour, and then 2 hours, which is the max the battery can do on the Eco. And then I lost, just with that bike, I lost so much weight. And then my wife for Christmas got me a Santa Cruz High. It was like 2020, and I've never ridden it before. And I just had it sit in the garage. I think she was trying to motivate me. But that hurt worse than the regular bike when I had all this weight, because the Santa Cruzes are meant for light people, like 220 or lower, body weight. And so I just never rode it. But now I was able to get on that and actually go on the roadside trail, which is Cooper's Rock,
nice
where I live at.
Thank you.
And there's the trail guy from the Mountain Bike Association here. I forget what it's called. In Emba, New Hampshire. I don't know. I'll tell you what is in the description. I'll have a link to it, where they are. Or I think it's Southeastern Mountain Bike Association. Southern New Hampshire Mountain Bike Association. And so anyway, I lost all my weight on I got down from 280 to about 240. Okay, 240 really quickly. Like, it just fell off. Like, within a month, I was like, lost 40 pounds. I had the stretch marks I still have the stretch marks too on my neck and on my sides and stuff. It's horrible. It just melted right off. And so don't think e-bike. Now, there's different types of e-bikes, okay? There's the Specialized, to me, has the most natural. I've not rode them all, okay? Not the new one. The Rocky Mountain is another one I was looking at. It's almost, I would say it's almost equal to this. And that was this year they come out with one, or last year, and I rode it. But the Specialized just the thing is a work of art. The frames are just so beautiful. Rocky Mountain, I think this year they put some style to it. I gotta have my style. We're gonna pay, $10,000 for a mountain bike. You gotta look good. I'm not gonna buy a block. The Trek rail is really good. I'm a Trek fan for real. And I'll tell you about that later on. Yeah, I know I'm talking probably off subject, but that's that's why I'm riding now. I just love to ride so much. And I have the e-bike ride because if I'm by myself, which I am most of the time, I'll ride during the week. And I don't know where to go. Like right now, I don't really know where I'm going. I'm just going off of the map they gave me at the tow booth. Trail Forks kind of helps, but when you get out in the middle of the woods here, the signal greatly doesn't work for the GPS does, but the map does not update. And then you're asking, where am I at? So with the e-bike, you can just go do circles and finally learn the trail, and then ride the entire trail. If I had been on the high tower, my now Trek slash, I would have, probably 12 miles and I'm done, because I'm gonna be frustrated because I don't know exactly where I'm going to. And but e-bike allows you to explore, keep my weight down, get some endorphins, get some speed, and this is fun. It's a fun ride. It's not. I like e-bike because you can ride for fun. And you ride for fun on the regular bike. I like riding in groups of people on my pedal bike. Okay, I'm just as equally. Actually, my e-bike helps me to spin. It teaches me to spin, and then when I get on my high tower or the slash, it's the same thing. I'm not using any power, much more power than I'm using on the e-bike. The only difference is you're not going anywhere, you're just going slower. You're going like 4 times the speed on the e-bike, but you're spinning the same, using the same power in your legs on the higher or the lower gears. You're spinning as fast as you can, and I can keep up. I can go 20 miles now on a pedal bike without pretty much. I can stop 3 or 4 times, drink some water, but I can. If I didn't need water, if it's cool outside, I could probably do the whole thing on a mountain bike, like what we're doing now. I only do that only once or twice a week, because the guys I ride with are fucking badass. They're like muscular. They can just go for they're really strong climbers. They can climb forever. But I'm glad I'm able to at least keep up with the pack, and even sometimes be in the middle of the pack. I can't lead yet, but I'm glad that I'm getting invited along. To ride with them on the pedal bikes, I call it, analog bike. So don't think I drive both. I ride both discipline. I do the downhill, which gives you the rush that you need. You gotta have a change of scenery sometimes. And most of my videos on my channel, they're downhill, and these videos. That's what they primarily are. And then other things you'll see on my channel, like product reviews, resort reviews, because I'm bringing my wife along. She don't like riding out here unless it's smooth. She can see up ahead, And so I do some the reviews of or she does, so that you can see if you have to bring your wife or your loved ones with you, or your husband. They'll have something to do while you have fun, in some of these places. Right now, she's not having fun. She's back in the van with the door locked, trying not to get bit by mosquitoes. She got tore up, too. I've never seen her get bit by mosquitoes until I come here. Usually, I'm the only one getting bit up, but it is horrible. Okay, so now I think we're still on Hemlock. It's a very long trail. And then Hemlock, once we get to the end of Hemlock, we're going to hit the campground. And but anyway, thank you for watching this far. There are chapter markers in the description. If you're on YouTube, you can jump to certain areas of the video. Okay, so you don't have to watch, But the reason why I put the whole thing out, and I'm getting scolded by some YouTubers that are like really big. Like I met some really famous YouTubers. They asked me, "Why do you put the whole thing on?" Well, one, I'm not a pro like you. I don't have unlimited. I can't ride 60 miles. Like those guys are just unbelievable. And so, but sometimes you just want to see how the whole trail is. Like, what if you knew, what this trail looked like all the way through? You could ride it. I think I would never have ridden this. If someone had ridden this and I had a video of it, I could see exactly, there's rocks or roots. And, you may not be good at rocks and roots. You might just want a smooth flow through it. Most will just show like the beginning, some highlights of it, and then you go out and get handed your ass because they didn't show you that there was a 2,000 foot climb to get there. Like one of those videos, like you see Super Track Sampler, he's riding up. Oh, I could do that too. Thank God I had my e-bike, man. He's a monster. He's riding up Katsuma Trail in North Carolina there. That thing, that's a beast. It'll take you an hour and a half just to get to the top. Walk it up there, because there's no way you can ride it. He showed a little bit of walking, but when you get to the top, I mean, get to the top, you're done. You're tired. Now you got to ride down. If you're not in shape, you know. And so that's why I showed all the trails. You can jump, skip ahead, you know, of the trail, but you can see all the pain that I'm going through. And it may, on the e-bike, it may not seem there's any pain, but there is pain involved with this because you're riding the entire way, and the hills are steep. And another good thing about this particularly with the other one, I can ride for 3 or 6 hours straight on trail, like trail mode. I used to start in eco, but if I find I don't know where I'm at, and I'm backtracking, because I'll be out here and I'll ride 40 miles. You don't see it here, but I rode this trail to make sure that I know where the end is. Okay, you know, because you'll go and it'll like divide into 4, you know, different trails, because there's some trails that are not on trail forks in most of these places that some of the mountain bike association or just people just make, you know, to make more fun for themselves. That locals, that is. You know, we do it too where we are, you know, but you like, well, is that the trail? Is that where I turn at? And so sometimes you go off track. So this trail, it says I only rode 10 miles if you look on my Strava or whatever, but I actually rode 40 miles for you to see this trail. I was out here for about and it was this is the easier trail too. It's just there's no signs in some direction. Sometimes it's going the wrong way, and the sign is pointed the opposite direction of the way you're supposed to be coming. And I'll pass by it. I'm like, where am I at now? You know, where am I going? And then on the Trail Force app it doesn't rotate. It doesn't orientate to your direction. It might say in true north, and then it's like opposite of where you are. Like, so for example, if you go in Strava right now or Trail Force and you look at the map, it's actually flipped around the other way. It's pointed the opposite direction. But anyway, so I believe we are now on the campground trail, and you see it's like a rail trail almost. No, we're on. Was I talking too much? Let me see where we are. Well, I think we're on we're on a campground trail because it's look like a double track. See, kind of like a rail trail. And I'm gonna try to be with you. If you want to skip ahead to where it says on the there's a playground. I'm going to stop talking and I'll continue there with some of the commentary. I won't talk as much. And so you can see where to go, because it's kind of confusing when you get to the campground if you've never been here before. It's very easy to get to the Spruce Pond Loop is where this route takes you. Okay. And on this route you can do other loops. It's like you can loop back to the trail I'm doing, but what I'm doing right now, or this route. Okay. Hemlock, Pitch Pine, Spruce Pond Loop, BOBCAT Trail are the main lines here. Okay, if you made it this far, you're at a marker called that I made up called Turn at Playground. And to get through this section, okay, you're going to see the playground on your right. See my camera up there, my phone, trying to figure out where I'm going because the GPS is all over the place. You're going to cross the road and you'll see this little country store right with the ice. And this is the actual, if you want to camp here, you can camp. There's a whole bunch of stuff to do in New Hampshire. If you can brave the mosquitoes. You're just going to go past the little shop there on the right, or the office, the park office there. And this is on the other side. We're actually on the opposite end of the park from where we started. Okay, so this is like the halfway point. All right, and so you're just gonna head up the street. Just keep going straight up the street. Don't turn off anywhere. Okay, you didn't see this, but I was meandering about 30 minutes trying to get to this. So I'm showing that house, that little building right ahead, so you know to keep going straight. Okay. All right, then you'll come to this trail. You're here. Okay, keep going. Don't go off to the left or right. Just keep going straight. And then right here, that blue truck is. It's not going to be there when you probably go. That's what the Spruce Pond Loop is. Okay. Right here, I got chased by a dog that was in that campsite. It was scary. I almost dropped my phone. It was a big dog too. I think he's one of the plague. But the Spruce Pond Loop is right there, and then the truck was blocking it. And that's what I was trying to find. But when you get to that point, you'll see the lake through the trees there. The lake is like on your left there. And you can see right where I turned into this trail here. This is the Spruce Pond Loop. I wasn't quite sure at first that what exactly this trail was, or if I was actually on it. I knew it was here because there's another trail right to the right, which I'm going to go over. I can see it through the trees. It's also the Spruce Pond Loop. It's just they're both like a going and coming, and then they finally merge up ahead. I'll turn on it like right here because I'm like, okay, this is Spruce Pond Loop. But yes, that's the Spruce Pond Loop Trail too. It's just one is for vehicles, like trucks. They have the park rangers, and the other one is for the hikers and bikers. The one I was on. You can also ride on, like I'm doing now. And then I was like, okay, you see a sign there. It's the Spruce Pond Loop Trail. And then you're going to be back on it. That's what I was on before. Okay, so that's all about that. You're going to stay on this here till you get to, it's about 3 miles up here. The trail is called Broken Boulder Trail. And then you go a few, like a mile or so, maybe a half a mile. And then you'll turn onto BOBCAT. And then the whole point of this trail is to ride the Little Bear or Big Bear Trail, which is a really fast flow trail. Most people would just come and ride that. I was talking to some hikers and some bikers here, and they said, "Oh, that's what we ride. We never come out here." I guess I'm the only one. You know, if you're like a XC rider, you want to get your miles in or whatever, they'll come out here. But most people will just come after work and ride at the parking lot where we parked at. You'll see where I parked at. I actually cut it off where it was coming out of that. Behind me was the parking lot when that first clip where you see me introducing the video. Okay, so I'm gonna, if you want to, you can jump in the description, jump to Broken Boulder Trail. And then, because this is all it is, it's just like a rail trail or double track. And it's pretty smooth. You know, if you were a beginner, it'd be a nice trail. You get some exercise on. Okay, if you're with me still, we're on Broken Boulder Trail, and here we're getting to the gnarly stuff. Okay, and we're coming. The ride is coming to a close. It's still pretty long. We just headed back down, back to the parking lot where we started at. Like I said, the main objective here is to ride or to reward ourselves with the Big Bear downhill trail if you're not too tired from riding around. And right up here, in a few minutes, you're going to, or about 30 seconds or so, you're going to turn a left or make a left onto BOBCAT Trail. I think it's pretty sketchy a little bit in some places, but it's still a nice trail. And like most trails in New Hampshire, I found out these trails are basically snowmobile trails. That's why they're so nice. So if there was snow on them, you had a snowmobile, you would come up here and ride these same trails in the wintertime. I think it'd be pretty cold up here. Yeah, but it looks like a lot of people have snowmobiles because there's a lot of snowmobile trails here. Okay. And so now we're getting to and oh, by the way, I'm getting bit by mosquitoes. You see it like just the clip just cut all of a sudden. That means I pulled to the side. Because those buggers are after you. And there's like bees. I think they're killer bees. They're trying to get me. I actually have my hoodie over. It's like hot too. It's like 110 degrees out here. But anything I need to do to not get bit. Alright. I even put the deep woods off on these jokers. These are monster mosquitoes. They do not either want you here or they just want to suck your blood. We call them vampire mosquitoes. Vampire bees. Okay, so we're getting to BOBCAT Trail. You can make a left here. Don't go straight on this route. You can go that way, but you're on your own because I'm tired. So, so just keep riding here for, it's about 3 miles on this trail. So I'm going to be quiet, let you watch, and then I'll join you at the end of Bobcat Trail, and then we'll ride down to the end for Little Bear to Big Bear. And you'll know you're at the end because you'll come to a road, and then you'll make a right, and then you'll come to a clearing, and you'll welcome the hot sun because look, it looks like the mosquitoes don't like the hot, direct sunlight. All right. Also bad for you if you're getting bit because you're going to get hot. You just can't win out here. All right. Okay, looks like you made it to Little Bear. Okay, don't make that right into the woods there previously. You want to go up a little bit and then make the right. I made that choice because all you're doing is taking to the road. I don't know who made that, but kind of deceiving. All right, so but right now you're on Little Bear. Okay, and it's a really fun little trail. They're still pretty easy. I wouldn't even call. I still would call these a green. On the map there, they let me see. They call it. I guess they're all kind of green trails. Yeah, they're all green trails here. So you just got a little maneuver a little bit. There's nothing that you can't get past here. All right, so I'll let you watch for a little bit, and I'll join you at the next marker for Big Bear. If you want to jump there, it's about 1.5 miles or 2 miles up this trail. Okay, when you come here, you want to make a left. Don't go out into the road there. If you go on the road, you will. It's actually the road you pass back up at the beginning when you start a little bit. Some to the right. So really, you're riding down. I think that's called Podunk Road. Actually, if you don't even want to ride this, you can just go on that paved road and just take it right back down to the parking lot. Actually, kind of like the roadside trail at where I live at. It's called the roadside trail. There's a road that it cuts through the entire park, and this is the one park that such road that does the same thing. I notice there's like a method to the madness. Okay, so just now we're on Big Bear, and cut it off there for a little bit, but just keep to the right there, and you can see where to go. It has a sign there. You can see the sign. You know you're going the right way, or you're riding it the right direction. There's no wrong way to ride this, but if you're going the way the trail bill is intended, they have a sign. I wish they put a sign on both sides. But it doesn't matter. You're getting exercise. You're enjoying life. So, okay, so this Big Bear, you'll see a whole bunch of some little jumps they put in here, some drops, a little bit of drops. They're not very high. And then it's kind of flat now, but then it'll just start going down. And then when you feel yourself going vertical, like complete vertical, that means you're headed down into the parking lot area where we started. You see how just keep my legs spinning. That's the same as riding on a regular pedal bike on a Turbo Levo. Okay. Now, if you're on electric or something like that, or it's not the same. You gotta. It's not giving you just. It's pretty much the people of those electrics. I actually have, like I said, I have an electric, and for emergency, so my wife can come bring me a tires or something, a rim. And that actually happened. That's why I have one electric, and you have to carry like the tire, the wheel, the pump and everything. She can come in the woods, and it has like a throttle on it, so you don't even have to pedal. This is kind of funny, but it came in handy. I'm joking it, but it came in handy. Okay, and she brought it to me. All right, and that did not happen here. It happened on another trail. Actually, on the rail trail. Okay, I don't know how that happened. But here, now we're headed down. It's vertical. Of course, it looks like it's not vertical. If you see me not pedaling, you know it's vertical. It's very smooth, very nicely well built and maintained trails here. The $8 we paid, or $4 a piece we paid, was definitely worth it, minus the mosquitoes and the killer bees, the vampire mosquitoes and the killer bees. So headed down now. He's speeding up. I'm actually enjoying this. I can feel the wind now, and it's welcome. It's so hot. It's just too hot. I have all these clothes on, but like I said, I have these clothes to protect me from the mosquitoes and anything poisonous, like brown recluses and spiders and stuff. And so thus far, I have not gotten bit by any spiders. I actually had a brown recluse or black widow on my arm. It was just sitting there. I was like, oh my gosh, she's gonna bite me. And it was like probably in my helmet or something, and it just hitched a ride. And I took it off, and then I guess it crawled into my arm, and I took my shirt off, and it was just sitting there staring at me. And I was like, oh, please don't bite me. And I put my arm down on like the ground, and it just walked right off. Didn't bite me. Didn't poison me and paralyze my arm. But yeah, there's some wildlife out here. You don't want to mess around out here. I haven't seen any snakes though. Okay, the only snakes I see is where I'm at. There's a whole bunch of rattlesnakes and black snakes where I live. But I have not seen a snake at all. In North Carolina, I saw a bunch of bears. Bear City out there. It's supposed to be Bear Brook. I was hoping to see some bears, little black bears. But I guess they're hiding right now. They're sleeping, trying to stay out of the sun. So, but here there is a lot of bears in this area, like in Vermont and New Hampshire. area. Surprisingly, I haven't seen anybody on the trail out here. But like I said before, then this is the premier trail. They'll come up, if you look at Strava, they'll ride, I think, Bear Brook from the parking lot. Okay, that's uphill, and then they'll come down this one here, this trail. There's some other green ones that you can ride. I didn't do those because they looked too easy to me. But, I mean, they're all broken off from this trail here, or from that road there. Okay, so now I'm back at the bottom, and I finally see people. Okay. And he said you can hike, and here's that parking lot where I started from. If I hadn't before, thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. And my van is up there, that black van. And all I did was just go to the right there to get to the start there. You'll see the road, and that's how you come in.